The agenda for today's call, I'll be speaking for about 10 to 15 minutes on just the overview of the program, who should apply, qualifying candidates, the finale, the benefits of the program, the successes that we've seen, and also we will hear from one of our Accelerator alumni, Jamie Gonzalez. She will speak for about 5 minutes. And then hopefully we'll have about 5 to 10 minutes at the end to hear from you guys. Have any specific questions that you need answered, we'll have that time available for you. So let's get started. So this is our 7th year of the Empowered to Serve Business Accelerator. Not sure how many of you have applied before or have heard about the program, but it is a training and grant opportunity that empowers social entrepreneurs and health tech entrepreneurs that are improving the health of Americans. So in the past 7 years, this is our 7th year, we have provided over $1.1 million in grant funding. We've trained 149 social entrepreneurs, spanning 26 different states. And post Accelerator, because of the successes of the program, our alumni have been able to go out and secure over $52.5 million. Now, we're here to help you go through your growth journey. We're here to support you through our 6-week training program. If you get through, we will also provide up to $75,000 in grants available through our program. And then a great part is also what happens after the program, which we'll go over as well. So for your purposes, I'm sure you're here to understand more about the application, if you are a good fit. So the application is open now until June 26th. You can have anywhere from an idea that you have a business model started, thinking about what that looks like, where you're going, what your needs are. You could be a startup, and you can also be in growth phase, but you must have a health impact. So you must address a social determinant of health. You must have something that has a health impact. So you can be a for-profit, you can be a nonprofit, either one is acceptable. And some things that we get an application for that we want to stray away from is smoothie bars, juice bars, food products. Food products are difficult for us at the AHA just because you have to fall within our guidelines. So if it's going to be anything with additives, preservatives, things like that, it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to support that. So definitely still apply or ask us when you have an opportunity. You can always email me if you don't think you can apply for the program, but still want to. So you can feel free to email me if you have questions about that. We also don't want gyms or personal trainers unless you have a specific program that you're bringing that has some sort of innovation, but not just a personal trainer or someone that owns a gym. And we're also not looking for a private practice. So let's say you are a cardiologist, you are a psychologist. We are not here to support the private practice. But again, if you have a specific program that has a health impact that's innovative, then please email me so we can talk about what that looks like, or submit your application and, we can look through that as well. So another part on who should apply, you need to be a US citizen, 18 years or older. Again, your company or your product or whatever it is has to have a health impact or address an SDOH category. And you must be a founder or CEO or someone that is authorized to make changes to your business or your project. During your 6-week training, you will be learning a lot, you will be growing a lot, and you will have areas where you may be needing to make a change or an update to your program or business. And we want to make sure that you have the ability to do that, and you don't need to go up higher up to an authority to ask if that's possible. So that's why we want you to be the founder or the CEO. Qualifying candidates. So these are people who, after we go through the application period, which ends on June 26th, we will evaluate all of these applications. So the different ways we evaluate, we will get to in a few minutes, but the evaluation that we go through is based off of whether the training is going to be beneficial for you, whether the amount of funding is going to be beneficial. So the first place finalist will get 50,000, the second will get 20, and the fan favorite will get 5. So if you're too far along in your business and $50,000 is really not going to make a dent, then that is part of the evaluation that we put against your application. Or if you are just starting out and you're really going to need a lot more than 50,000, that's part of what we're looking at as well. And then we send all applications that are approved through our Office of Science and Health Metrics and Evaluation, and they provide the top candidates with a full evaluation on your health impact, your scalability, and your innovation. So those are the 3 ways that they're looking at your application. And this is a great benefit to part of the program, is that you are getting a one-on-one evaluation from the AHA. So that's a great benefit for you. And then the qualifying applicants who will get through as finalists will be notified by July 25th. And those that are accepted will begin the 6-week training process. So here is what the snapshot of the training process will look like. In week 1, you will go over your Health Impact Moonshot Challenge. So you will be developing a moonshot statement in 10 words or less to really talk about, we know you have a mission, and we know you have the way that you want your company to grow, but what is that moonshot statement? If you could do anything with your company, moonshot, what is that? And so you'll be working on that with our trainer, Krista Chambers Price. You're going to be working on your UVP, your unique value proposition. You're going to be mapping that out. You're going to be discovering how to solve real world problems with your company. Week 3, you will look at your business model design, scale, and innovation. Week 4, you will unpack and challenge project design with design thinking and prototyping. Week 5, you will construct a brand type and experience. And week 6, you will center stage prep and storytelling. So week 6, that's really working on your business story. And also in between week 6 and the actual finale event, which is October 19th, you will be refining that business story. So one of the things that sets us apart about that business story is that you, as a founder, have probably pitched many, many times. You've probably been part of other accelerator processes that have taught you how to pitch. This is very unique in the sense that you are learning to tell your business story or your impact story, which really focuses on you as a founder, why you are the person to lead, and the health impact that you're making. So more of a personal connection to your organization and what you're doing, rather than having that business side of like providing those the business style information, your value, if you've raised dollars, all of that will not be allowed as part of the business story. So that's something that's unique to us in our accelerator, is that you will learn to tell your business story and learn to connect on that level so that you can then learn how to pitch or have the ability to pitch to someone. So the virtual expo will be, the expo will give you that ability the day before the actual event with the judges that you are going to be presenting in front of. The expo is the day before, where you'll get to give them those type of business style information. And then the actual business story finale will be October 19th at 6 p.m., where you'll get up to 5 minutes to tell your business story in front of a panel of judges. We will be putting the panel of judges up on the website, so you'll know who that is very soon. So again, going over the benefits, we talked about the evaluation, we talked about the training and learning your business story. You will also get a chance of up to $75,000 in grant funding. You will also be building a network, not only with your other cohorts, the other people in your cohort, but you will also have the opportunity post Accelerator to be a part of the AHA network. So you will be personally connected to your local market and your local staff. And you will also have lots of opportunities within the national AHA, speaking opportunities, maybe going to events, just depending on, where we can have synergy with your company and ours. And the biggest part is we don't take any equity. So for us, we are really trying to help you grow, because if you grow, then we can help change lives. And we do not want to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to start new programs, because we know that you guys are already doing these amazing things. You already have these connections to your local market, to everyone in your local area, and they trust you and they support you. And we just want to help you be sustainable and scalable so that you can continue to do the great work that you're doing. So we don't take equity. We are just here to help you grow. So all of that being said, I think the best way for me to kind of convey what the program has to offer is to actually hear from one of our past candidates. So I'm going to ask Jamie, if she's on, to come on camera and unmute. Amy was a finalist of the Business Accelerator. She did not win a grant, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to put her on here, is really show that you don't have to win. You don't have to get a grant to really understand the impact that the Accelerator makes for you. So Jamie, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to be here today and to see some familiar faces on the call. Hello, Krista. So I was part of the Accelerator last year in 2022, and it gets me so excited to hear the meeting today and to kind of hear the beginning of this all over again. There's just a tremendous amount of opportunities that come with being part of the Business Accelerator program. I had a relationship with my local heart association before I applied. And since then, my relationship with the AHA has only grown in volume and capacity. I started the journey for the Business Accelerator because I wanted to understand how to tell my brand story better. The training that I was able to receive and the value to that for a small business like me. I have a private business. I'm not a nonprofit. To hire somebody to do this work for me and me not tell that story myself as a founder, or to go back to school as I'm trying to run a business and build a business, that value alone in the experience meant so much. But by the end of the journey, I not only understood the story of my business better, which I think I'm a great speaker, but also my part in it. and owning my part in it and understanding my part in it and understanding the difference between what I do and the people that believe they're my most close competitor do. For those of you who don't know, I'm part of the Big Fresh Market Box. It's a home delivery produce box and series of traveling produce markets that are throughout San Antonio, Texas. My markets and my boxes prior to the Accelerator already partnered with the American Heart Association in building a healthy rewards program and in starting during the Accelerator prescription for produce program. All right, that connection grew because of my journey through the Accelerator. And while I did not win at the end, I will tell you that not everybody that goes on American Idol wins American Idol, but then they still win American Idol. I've been on every TV station and in every magazine in my city. Another article came out about my work with the Heart Association today. I was the 2023 Woman of Impact in San Antonio. I sit on the Health Equity Advisory Committee now for the American Heart Association. The amount of money that I have been offered by local organizations and my local government exceeds the amount of money that I would have won during the Accelerator. Now, I like to win, don't get me wrong, this is very competitive, do your best. But at the end of the day, what you get out of this and the relationship that you can continue to foster with the American Heart Association and other organizations like it, because of the platform that you will receive, it's worth the time, it's worth the investment, it's worth the struggle that you'll have going through the process and feeling really, really uncomfortable and having amazing conversations with Krista. It's worth all of those things, but the amount that you give to it and the amount that you give to the work that you do personally is what you will get out of it tenfold as you continue to be on that journey with the American Heart Association. For 3 years now, I have been the outward facing example of the direct impact work of the American Heart Association in my city. Is that good? I can keep going, Michelle.
Yeah, that was amazing. And that actually brought to my attention something that I missed, which was the actual amount of time that you will be spending a week. So you will have about 8 to 10 hours. So you will get a project basically or homework that you need to do each week that will cover the subject matter. And then once a week, you will meet as a group on Zoom to cover the lesson as well. And then you can also have office hours with Krista, our trainer, to talk about the subject matter that day. So, or that week. Krista will touch base with you based upon the work that you're doing, make sure you're in the right place. So it's definitely a commitment, like Jamie said, but it's worth it. And for those of you that feel like, you know, you're running your business, you have a full-time job, we have had people that are very busy, including physicians. Krista just makes it work. Sometimes she's doing calls with them personally while they're in the elevator, on call, on the way to the next patient. So definitely don't let that deter you. If you feel like you don't have time for this, it's a 6-week process that will be invaluable to your business, especially for those that are so busy, because you would never take the time or the money to hire someone to help you really grow your business like this. And this is the opportunity for that. So this is really, I'm going to open it up. If you want to ask any questions, this is the time.
Hello, everybody. I figured I might as well go ahead and take a stab at a quick question real quick. How you guys doing today? My name is Brandon Ransom, and I'm here with Include Wellness. Just wanted to go and ask about the relationship with the Empowered to Serve Business Accelerator with the American Heart Association Social Impact Fund. Do they have a number of people that have gone through the Accelerator and then also participated in some of the social impact funds? I'm not sure if it's even still open. So It'd be great to go
Yes.
and get some context.
That is an amazing question. Thank you so much for asking that. So I would say the social impact fund is a step above the business accelerator because they deal more with financials. So they ask for 2 to 3 years of financials. Yes, they do give grants, but most of them are investments. So they will take a portion depending on what that investment looks like. But they really work more on the financial parts, and we work more on your business model and your business story. So that's really the big difference. We also take like the idea startup phase, and we do lead into them, and they also help us, if they have applications that don't fit. Of course, like we want them to apply to us and we want you to apply to them. And that will be part of the process as well, is that we want to help you get to a place and understand what's that threshold for you to be able to then move on to SIF. And if you are part of our program, then SIF is looking at you as well. And so that's a big thing. We do have one company so far that has moved on to SIF, Peer Suite, and he came out of our Hawaii local accelerator and has moved on to SIF. So that's really great news that we've been able to accomplish that. But that's definitely an added benefit, is that SIF will be looking at the applicants, that's for sure. Thanks for that question.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, I have a question. I'm Sophia Wilmot, and I was just wondering how many people are going to be accepted into the group? Is there a limit, or is it just however many people qualify?
Yeah, so because of the time limit of our actual national finale of everyone telling up to 5 minutes of a business story, we also want to make sure that the groups are small enough that we can really focus on helping you. So we don't like to put a number, but on average, it's been around 10 each year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Michelle, looks like there's a couple questions in the chat as well.
Okay, perfect. Can you describe more about how you determine if a venture would benefit from the funding amount? Trying to decide if my venture would be considered too far along. So if we think that we like your application, we like what you're doing, we think that you would be a good fit, then usually we will reach out to you to clarify, or we will look at your website, whatever is available in terms of information. Really, the only times we've kind of said no in terms of funding amount is if we felt like there will be a question that says, what will you use the grant funding for? And so we do look at that part. We want to make sure that the funding amount is actually going to have a health impact. So we're not buying computers, printers, coffee, sprucing up your office. You have to make a health impact through the grant funding amount. So hopefully that answers a question. You feel like you might be too far along, I would say still apply and explain what you're going to be using the funding for, because we have let in large organizations that have been wanting or are implementing a smaller program. And that's why you'll see in the application, it says, what's your company name? And are you applying with a program? So it could be that you're a huge organization and you're trying to implement a new program or need funding for a program that you've been thinking about implementing for a long time. So it's not necessarily that you're too far along, and we're not gonna not let you in for that, but we will be looking specifically at what you'll be using the grant funding for. Is there a preference for health-based organizations versus education based on early years 0 to 5? So there's not a preference, but we definitely want to see innovation when it comes to the educational piece. So, you know, there are a lot of organizations doing amazing things, and just because we don't accept you, it does not mean we don't value what you're doing. It just could be that other parts of the AHA would be a better fit for you. You know, we really want to get not only the best organizations, but the most innovative. So please tell us in the application, what makes you different? You know, if you're going out and helping to get people's blood pressure and health education and, you know, making them have availability to fresh fruits and vegetables, but all amazing things. But what is your business model, and what is the innovative piece that you're bringing that could help us let you into the business accelerator?
Can I just, Michelle, I'm the one who put in that question. This is Wendy here. So our company is focused on like early STEM education, just because there's a big gap and all the, you know, the outcomes that are then tied to that when you have STEM skills and can pursue those careers. So our content is really focused on like early STEM learning. So not necessarily like health per se, but we're looking at some of that. So I guess that's what I was asking. Is the question, is it like specifically like that the content is health focused?
Got it. Okay, now I understand the question better, but I'm glad I answered the other question too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely a way to, I mean, we understand the connection between STEM and health. So we have in the past actually had Accelerator alumni that have worked in STEM. I think we've probably had 2 or 3 that have worked in STEM education. One of our big ones is B360 in Baltimore, and they help with STEM education through motorbike. So they have kids going through learning how to, you know, fix the bike, learning riding the bike, and at the same time, they're getting health education, mentorship, connecting with people. So definitely apply. STEM is definitely a part of, has a connection to health. And I know probably you're also thinking about the connection of getting more people in the STEM field so that we can get people who are diverse in the workforce. You know, we definitely want people to be, you know, understand and be from the community and be a part of the community as physicians and nurses, and, you know, so the STEM field also helps with that. If it covers part of the cost for an FDA trial, like one test, that's fine, even if the funding won't be enough to cover that entire cost. Yeah, so definitely put that in your application, that the FDA trial is part of your where you're going to use the grant funding for. It's all really just, it's a holistic thing. We're not just going to say no because of that. So definitely still apply. Can you share more about the time commitment? Am I able to design my own schedule? Yes, so most of it is going to be on your own schedule. There will be a set time where everybody meets on Zoom and you're going to get your assignments. And then you can schedule your one-on-one calls with Krista when that works best for you. But you can decide on your time when you're going to get all the material accomplished, but you will have to have that each week you will have a deadline. Kimberly, we're recording, so you'll get to rewatch the webinar. Can we download the slides? I can send the slides as part of the recording as well. Can both co-founders join? That is a great question. So we will only be training one person, and only one person will get to do the presentation. There have been some outliers in terms of letting in 2 people. We can talk about that and see if that works out, but normally we only allow one person in. Let me go back up and see if there were other questions. Can 2 founders, also the same thing. Any other questions for people on the call? I know we're over time, so if you do have any questions, I think I will go back into the chat and answer them, and you can also reach out to me. We also have some quick links that I'm going to share here. So empoweredtoserve.org/apply, and the Innovation Academy, which is a free online learning platform. You guys can all access it. And when you do apply, you will be getting an email back with the link to the Innovation Academy. We want you to take at least 2 lessons so that we can learn more about you with your application. So please feel free to email me at e-michelle.raphael@heart.org with any of your questions. And thank you guys all for joining.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a great
you.
one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle, can you repeat your email or put it in the chat, please?